Good morning. So I am doing, oh, gotta get my thing. Um, I'm doing my first book haul. Mind you, I've pretty much bought all these books myself, except for the first three. My husband bought them for me. I have already read this series, but I really wanted to physically own them. I read them on Kindle Unlimited for free, but I really wanted to get them in my possession, and I'm so glad I did. So the first one is Frozen Hearts: The House in You Part 1 by R.A. Smith. Um, they're chunky. They're very chunky books. This one is 493 pages. They're chunky, but I like that in each chapter there's an image on every single chapter. It is a dark romance why choose series. So this is Frozen Hearts Part 1, Wicked Minds Part 2, which this one is the chunkiest one. Let's see. 679. So there's these two, and then the last one is Shattered Souls, which is Part 3. So I'm so excited. I have the three on my shelf, and I cannot wait to reread these. They're so good. It's about a girl. Oh man, what's her name? Riley. Riley? That sounds right, but then it sounds wrong. I think it's Riley. Let's see. Oh, because I read it on Kindle. I didn't know there was a playlist. Didn't know that. And I never looked at the trigger warnings. It has a lot of trigger warnings, so be aware. Yeah, Riley. And something happens to her when I think she's like 15, 16, when it happens to her. And she lives with her mom and her new husband, and he has a son named Grayson. And something happens to where Grayson blames her for everything that's going wrong. So he doesn't talk to her, but they've always were into each other. And it's that's the prologue kind of situation. But then she goes to college, and she is doing really well, and there's a hockey guy named Logan, and he needs help in a class. So she starts talking to Logan, and then she keeps running into one guy, and then she starts talking to him, and then something happens, and Grayson finds out she's at the school, and everything goes downhill from there. That's this book. And then they find out her deepest secret, and they feel like shit because they've treated her like crap. It is a dark romance. They don't treat her great in the beginning, and it gets pretty dark. In the second one, I can honestly say her mother is the worst. I hated her. I literally wanted to jump through these pages and beat the crap out of her. She sucks. Hated her. And in this book, somebody comes back that we don't want back. Not a good time. And then this one is them literally solving everything. I can't give it away. It is too good, and it makes me so angry that this happened. But I mean, it's a book. Thank God it's a book. But this stuff probably happens in real life, and I just don't see it. But I can't wait to reread these. My presence was requested in the living room, so I may have moved a little bit. But next one is in here. I already know what it is. I ordered these ones myself. I'm trying to reread the Experiment in Terror series that I read right out of high school. So I read the first one. Oh my god, I'm excited. Because I've talked about it a little bit in a past video. This series, the second book, because I bought it on Amazon, the second book looks different than the entire series. All of them have the chalkboard cover, and the second one did it, and I didn't understand why it was different, because then all the rest of them are the chalkboard looking covers, and I almost didn't even buy the series because I'm like, dude, the second one doesn't even match. I don't know why they have the other photo on there, but it's a chalkboard cover. Thank God it matches. It matches. I am so excited to read this one. Oh man. And also, too, I did buy the novella, the 2.5. How many pages is it? It's 86. 86 pages. I think. I don't even know. It says the Benson right there. And then it has something else. Oh no, that's the chapter 1. So it's like 39 pages. But I never read these the first go around, and I think these are supposed to be Dex's point of view, and this is Perry's point of view. I'm not quite sure, but it's about a girl, and she doesn't realize that she can talk to ghosts. I think something happened when she was younger, and her family just thinks she's freaking nuts. They literally think she has gone crazy. She's not going crazy. She's seeing dead people. Like, it's a thing. And the guy, he can also see them, but I think he was actually treated for it, and now he takes medication for it. So, yeah. I read these right out of high school, and I loved them. So I'm rereading them, but I also want them in my possession because, mind you, I read these before I got on Goodreads, and the only thing I could remember was the ghosts, and the guy's name was Dex. That was all I could remember, and that the first book had a lighthouse. So it took me a while to figure out what series this was because I read it so long ago. So I'm rereading them, and so supposedly she's been coming out with more ever since I stopped reading them, so I want to read them. So I got these. Okay, so my son has joined me. That's what that is. His head. He wants to watch me open this box. My book of the month box. I'm so excited for this box. Oh. He discovered the camera. But, oh. Say hi. You're very close, buddy. He was in the living room watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, but yeah, I really thought I could get this video done because he was just chilling over there. Wow, buddy, you're everywhere. You're all up in that camera. What are you doing? What? What are you pointing at? Dude, what's going on? You don't know? You shrug your shoulders, you don't know? Oh, goodness. Do you want to sit on the bed? Do you want to sit on the bed? No? Okay. So I'm going to open my package. I did pick one book for the month, and then I saw they had add-ons of other book series that I have been reading, so I wanted to make sure I got them. This is the most books I've ever bought at a time. I've usually only gotten 2. So this was my pick. It was First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This one, from what I've heard, hold on. What I've heard is that he owns like a radio show and it's about love, but he's like doesn't believe in love anymore. And her daughter calls the show and talks to him saying that her mom needs to find love, and that they end up talking, and then they go on the show, and then they start to like each other, but he's like trying to set her up for dates or something, and like she's supposed to talk about the dates on the show. That is all I know, but I really, really, really want to read this. Does that one look cool, Ollie? Yeah. And then, oh, where are you going? You're leaving me? Are you leaving me? Here's your dinosaur. No? Where are you going? What are you doing? No, you can't have that. That's mine. You can't have the box cutter. Oh, bye. Bye. He just left me. Oh no, he's now standing in front of the door like I put him in trouble. He's mad at me because I won't give him the box cutter. Anyways, he just left. So now I have Rebel Witch, which is the second book of the Crimson Moth duology. So this is the end of the series. So I'm gonna reread Heartless Hunter. I want to say Crimson Moth, but that's in the UK. Heartless Hunter, and then I want to read this one. It is a cat and mouse duet, and I actually haven't been spoiled for this one at all. I don't want to read the synopsis. I just want to dive into the book. So that is what I'll be doing with this one. And then I got Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibanez. I'm assuming I'm saying that right. I don't know. I haven't read the first one yet, but I think this is just a duology. I'm not quite sure, because if it is, then I can just get that whole duology just done. I don't know if a third one's coming out, but the only thing I have actually heard about it's that it reminds people of The Mummy, about the Egyptian stuff and solving something, and like that's all I know about this. So I am really happy. I like to go into books blind. I don't like to look at a synopsis. I like going in blind. I generally read books by the cover, and I'm like, oh, that sounds good. Or I'll read like what the tropes are, but not the actual synopsis. I'm like, hey, that's gonna work. But I'm really glad to read this one. And then the last one I got is Kingdom of Claw, Book 2 of the Ashen series by Demi Winters. Wow, this is a thick book. I really was not ready for it to be this thick. But, man, the artwork on this is so pretty. I love all of it. All of it. I just love all of it. I am very excited. I do not know what this one is about. I have no idea. And I want to keep it that way because I want to reread, what's it called? Oh, The Road of Bones. And thank God they both are Book of the Month. Look at that. And then they have the faces. Oh my God. I am so excited. I cannot wait to read this. But the first one is about, it's like a, what's it called? A Red Riding Hood type of retelling. And there is magic, and it's like almost, to me, it made me think of like Viking a little bit style. There's a lot of fighting, there's a lot of action, there's magic, there's love, and I mean, the love isn't very important, but it is there. But oh, it's good. And I think this is only a duology so that I can finish this one too. So that is the last book I got. Oh, the Book of the Month. Guaranteed climax every time. Wow. That's a good bookmark. And I like how they're longer and thinner, because these are the other ones I got. It's the emotional support. And then look, they're different. And I like the longer. My only thing, these don't fit in my little jar that I have for all my bookmarks. But the long ones fit. But these ones, they don't fit. So I do prefer the longer bookmarks. But yeah, so I'm going to put all my books on my shelf, and then I'm going to wrap this up. So this is now my shelf. So after I finish Onyx Storm, which I have less than, I think 50 pages left of Iron Flame that I'm reading. So then I'll read Onyx Storm. But I wanted to read First Time Caller by B.K. Borison next. And then read the Crimson Moth duology. And then read the Ashen series duology. And then read, what is the actual series called of this one? What the River Knows. I don't know what the actual series is called. I can't think of it right now. But I want to read those. But I think it's just a duology, so I'll be able to read those. And then I added Red Fox and the Benson. So this is generally how I read my books, is I just put them up. And I just grab the first one and read it, and then when I'm done, I just grab the next one. I am pretty good about just doing them in order of what I have. I don't generally change them up very much. So, like, this looks good to me. If anything, if I need to change up a little bit, I'll just stick, like, right in between here, like a fluffy romance, just so I'm not so fantasy heavy. But I've generally only read fantasy. I generally read pure fantasy ever since high school. I didn't start getting into like why chooses until last year. I didn't get into dark romance until last year. Even just like a contemporary romance like this, I didn't get into that until last year. I literally purely read only romantasy, fantasy. That was all I've ever read. So now I'm trying to branch out and read other types of genres. So this is my book haul. So that was my book haul. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you like and subscribe, and you leave a comment down below of what book of these do you want me to read right away. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.